Hello everyone. So this is the task 7 of the internship program. The task 7 is the stock market prediction using numerical and textual analysis. This analysis has been done in Google Colab, and this all the files and the entire code is available on my GitHub profile. So initially we'll import the files. First I will mount my drive, and then we'll be just importing the libraries and importing the data. So here is the data. Here is the first part of our data, which is the data downloaded from the Yahoo website, historical data from 2001 till 2020. So here is the first visual parts. First I will be installing the PM Derima library for the visualizations part. Then here are the next imports. So firstly we'll have a look on the visuals. What are the visuals part? So here is our first data set, which is the date from 2001, and all these open values, high values, low values, close values, and the volume. So firstly we'll see the entire graphical analysis of the close values, and then we'll see the rolling mean and the rolling standard deviation of the entire data set of complete this 20 years. Then after this is the um, returns of the values from the data set. After this is the analysis of the stationary set, which is the rolling mean and the standard deviation of the entire data set. So as this analysis is pretty much large, so I'll just explaining you the graphs. Rolling mean and standard deviation of the entire data set based on the distributions of closed data. Then after this, the second part is the analysis of the using the Keras model. So this is not that accurate, but I had just tried this model. So this is the data set, and then this is the I have just used min max scalar to rate the entire data set from 0 to 1. Then after this we have used the sequential model and LSTM. So this is the sequential model, and after running this LSTM, here is the values. After these values we have just fit the model feature set with 5 epochs, and we have just tested if for the testing value we have just taken a few data set, and then after this again we have tested the values and made the predictions on them. So based on the predictions, here you can see this is the actually stock analysis of the data set. So after this was the second part. Then here comes the third part, which is the textual analysis. For this textual analysis, this is the data set. This is a different data set, and with this data set we'll be combining with the stock market data set, and based on those both, merging both the data sets, we'll be making predictions out of them. So firstly here is the all variables which all packages which will be used. Then here is the second dataset. This dataset contains the news, a textual news, which is which belongs to some other category, and this is the heading of the news. So initially what we'll be doing is we'll be just separating the values and adding the date of these along with the news. Then after this we'll just separate the news column and just filter out the news. Those news are like filter on these stop words, the extra numericals, the symbols, all those things will just remove, and just we'll get a clean data set of the just the news part, just the titles of the news. So here is the final things of the titles of the news. After this we are executing these two methods. This is the get subjective and get polarity. So subjective and polarity are two methods which gives the sentiments of the polarities and sentiments of those subjectives, like to which extent these things belongs to what values are they belongs to. So all these news have been given some values, which is subjective and polarity, which defines that particular news is towards which extent, to what uh, like we can say to what appropriate are them, or to what basis are they can classified. So these are the two way methods. These are the two inbuilt methods, which is the sentiment analysis of the NLP. And after this we are just plotting the histogram of the polarity and the subjectivity. So after this histogram, we are just adding the sentiment scores. So the sentiment scores are over here, as this takes a lot of time to run, so I'm not just executing them. It takes around 2 hours to make the complete analysis. So this is the compound values, negative values, neutral values, and positive values. Out of these things, we can say each these polarity and subjectivity, to what extent the news is of a neutral type, the negative type, or the positive type. So these are the columns which we can get from this particular news analysis. So as you can see, polarity, compound, negativity, neutral, we have got all these things based on the NLP package, polarity, and subjectivity. Then we are just merging these values, polarity values, on the dataset of the Yahoo dataset, of which we can, after merging them, we can get these values based on the date column, which is having the same date. So we can say on these dates these were the news and these were the values. So we'll just remove the news part, as just we need only the values of these things. Then as it contains these negative values also, so we'll just use a min max scalar to range between the highest values, and the range between 0 and 1. So after this 0 and 1, we'll just remove the target variable, which is the close, and just make the analysis on these values. This is the input values. So yeah, then after this we'll just split the values on the basis of point 0.2, this is 20% and 80%. After this we'll put the random forest regressor. Then random forest regressor has given around these are the predicted values from the random forest regressor. We have just have a look on the mean square error. The mean square error was going around zero point 0.1 till 0.15. After this, we even use the RG boost regressor, which is quite more robust than the other models. So as you can see, after fitting this model, the mean square error was 0.03. So this is more accurate. Then in this yeah, the third model which I used is the logistic regression. So logistic regression was also showing me values nearly around 0 0.1, on somewhere around 0 0.7, 0 0.6, 0 0.8. Oh sorry, 0.06 and 0.7. These were some good values, but as you can see, the XG boost was showing a more better values of mean square error. So I think XG boost was more precise for the analysis part. So these were the values, the analysis of the XGBoost regressor, and as it gave the mean square the least, so XGBoost gave the right prediction. So this was all about the analysis of the textual analysis. This was all about the analysis of the stock market. Hope you like this video, and thank you for the opportunity given by the Spark Foundation. Thank you for watching this video.